Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch. Welcome today to my review of the Sennen by Firle. Brand new model from a brand new brand, UK based, launching on Kickstarter this week. Interesting time to launch a new company on Kickstarter at the moment, given the global uncertainty that we're all trying to deal with. I speak to a number of brand owners and they seem to be splitting pretty much down the middle. A few of them have said, no, we're going to delay for 3 to 6 months, wait for things to settle down before relaunching towards the end of the year. The other half are like, no, we're going to carry on, the ball is rolling, we're just going to proceed with our normal Kickstarter launch date and hope for the best. I think that will probably balance itself out. The fact that there will be less projects in total on Kickstarter for the next 6 months might mean there's a better chance of the ones that are launching being fully funded. To be honest, I think the decent stuff always gets fully funded anyway. Now, this one is different from the usual Kickstarter fare for a number of reasons. The first is it's not a Seiko NH35 power dive watch that seems to be the mainstay of Kickstarter and the stuff that shifts in big volumes. The second is that they have 500 production units ready to ship. They're going to send these watches out to customers shortly after the campaign ends, which is refreshing for a Kickstarter project. As such, I have a production unit on wrist and a couple of others to show you today. Now, I have to return most of them, but I get to keep the green dial one that I'm currently wearing for myself. And today this watch, as it says on the thumbnail, really is all about that dial. We're clearly fashion forward today, slightly more fashionable than usual on this channel anyway. But if you like your dials, you should definitely check out the rest of this video. So not a diver, fashionable and with a beautiful dial, that does rather sum this one up. It could be a short video today, folks, but they sent me 3 different colorways, so I'll show you all 3 of these on a variety of different straps as well. Now, Firle London, this is a British brand, as I said in the intro, launching on Kickstarter later today, £380 for the early bird, so not in dollars today, we're in pounds. As always with these Kickstarter projects, if you are keen, nicely packaged warranty card. 2-year warranty on this one, and it says +1 seconds a day with an individual number on these. I will pop the one in the box on the time grapher later. As always with these Kickstarter projects, the longer you leave it, the price goes up, and obviously the price is more attractive on the early bird specials. I will talk about the price also as we go on. So I would say dressy, but not a dress watch, and definitely with that kind of Euro minimalist thing happening. Look at that dial though, that really is the big draw card today. I hope my studio lights don't impede the viewing pleasure of this one. A 2-piece enamel dial, baked to 800 degrees and then glazed, and it is just so deep and so rich. I've got a black with gold, I've got the white with the stainless steel case, and I've got a green one with stainless steel. I'll show you them all over the course of the video. So 41 millimeters in diameter, 12 mil thick though, so it's got a bit of girth to it. 48mm lug to lug, 22mm lug width, and on the supplied variety of leather straps, again I'll do a bit of a fashion show later, these ones all weigh in at the same weight, that being 80 grams. Double domed sapphire crystal with anti-reflective undercoating, and we have got a sapphire sandwich, that's a piece of flat sapphire on the back. 3-piece stainless steel case. Now either IP coated in gold for the black and blue dial versions, or there's a plain stainless steel one. You know, as always, be warned that gold looks gold toned, but it doesn't look like gold. It does look like a coated watch, but I think it goes quite well with the black dial particularly. Not sure about the blue and gold myself. I don't really go for blue. I prefer the black one. Case finish is pretty simple. As I said, a 3-piece case, smooth fixed bezel there, and a screw-on case back. Interestingly, 100 meters of water resistance, which does add a bit of extra practicality you wouldn't necessarily expect from this kind of casual fashion style watch. Unsigned crown, that will be appearing in the moans and niggles section later on, and as I said, it's quite thick. There's that little kind of midline here, kind of curve, apparently fashioned because of the connection to pocket watches, kind of old style pocket watches, which got me thinking. This is my grandfather's pocket watch. First time it has ever appeared on the channel. I tend to forget about it when I'm doing the State of the Collection videos every year. My grandfather was not a rich man. This is not an expensive watch, and it hasn't ticked in decades. I'm not even sure if I'll ever bother to try and get it repaired. I think I'm happy having it just as it is. But there you are, you can see the kind of connection there, thickness, and that kind of curve to the back of the case as well. That's where the Firle got their inspiration from. And obviously you can see the double train track around the edges. But the Firle not going for Romans, they've just got simple baton indicators on the dial. Very slender double baton up there at the 12 o'clock and single slim batons everywhere else. Just Firle London printed on the dial above the pinion and Sennen automatic below it. Really delicate leaf handset on this one as well. There you are, you can see a bit more of some of the light play from the enamel dial on this green dial version. Very, very delicate handset, but the handset just the right size. As you can see there, the hour hand just pushing to the outer edge of the inner section of the enamel dial, and the minute hand and second hand pushing all the way out to the train track around the outer edge. It's simple, but it is really classy looking, I think. Pretty from the front, but I also think pretty from the back. That is a very nicely decorated STP 111. I did warn you, STP is coming. As ETA restricts supply again over the course of this year, people who would normally have looked for ETAs will look for Solitas. People who would normally have looked for Solitas will be picking up these STPs instead, and I don't think that is a particularly bad thing. STP is owned by the Fossil Group. They produce a roughly 100,000 of these movements every year. They're all regulated to 5 positions when leaving the factory, the plus or minus 15 seconds per day variants, and as I suggested there, highly decorated, much more attractive looking movement straight out of the box, stock standard, than either the Solita or the ETA 26 Dual hacking and hand winding high beat Swiss made auto. Let's get this one on the time grapher and see how close it can get to that claimed plus 1 seconds per day. So that's not bad then. 0 seconds per day variance, bang on, with a very healthy amplitude, 0 beat error. Obviously it doesn't quite have the same cachet as an ETA or even a Solita, but I don't think these are too bad, and if we begin to see more of them over the course of the year, I won't be complaining. The straps applied are pretty good quality, and they're not gouging with these ones. They sell them as an add-on for $20 as well. Genuine leather, nicely stitched, full croc on this one, but they do some plain ones. Quick release spring bars, Firle branded, and with decent matching hardware there. High polish to match the case of the watch. And this is my green one on wrist. I've been wearing this one quite a bit over the last week or so. These style of watches get a bit of a hard time on YouTube because they're kind of associated with the cheap quartz fashion stuff, but I think this is definitely not one of those today. The dial and that movement really set it apart. 41 22mm lugs. It's got a bit of chunk to it as well. I definitely think, like I said, not a dress watch. It's far too big to be considered a dress watch, but definitely a dressier style of watch. Black and gold, definitely another combination worth looking at. I'm not sure about the brown faux croc on this one. I'm not sure about faux croc at all, to be honest. I think it's a bit of a waste of a strap, but that black dial is lush. And that's the white dial variant on wrist, probably the most kind of traditional, classically styled of the three that I've got in front of me. Probably the most legible as well. Those really are slim hands, and they've got a better chance of getting some contrast, getting some legibility against a white dial, I think, rather than the two darker dials. Outside with the black and gold one, and the anti-reflective coating on the underside of the sapphire means you get to enjoy more of that dial than you otherwise would. Plenty of Flecto with this one though, good for your Flecto Friday hashtag Instagram shots. On wrist I've switched to the green one with a mesh strap. I've been wearing this one on a mesh strap as well as the supplied leather. 100 meters of water resistance means that this one has got a bit of extra practicality. You can even swim with it if you have it on a suitable strap, that is. So good to see a British watch brand doing something other than a NH35 power dive watch at the first attempt, but what am I going to complain about? Nobody gets it right first time, and indeed there's a few things I think they could have improved upon here. Unsigned crown. Show me some love. Show me that you've thought about every little detail. Hard for companies that don't have a logo that they can stick on the crown, but even little F here would have told me that they had thought about every single detail and were proud of branding every little part of the watch. And 22mm lug width, perhaps not as noticeable when you have it on the supplied leather strap which tapers towards the buckle, but certainly something you notice more when you have it on a mesh with zero taper. I think they could have equally gone for a 20mm, perhaps that would have made the watch more elegant, perhaps that would slightly have diminished the wrist presence though, so there's a kind of argument either way. The fact that it says London on the dial is going to appeal to some more than it appeals to others. And the fact that it doesn't say Swiss made either side of that index at 6 means it doesn't quite have the value that it would have if it had a Swiss movement and Swiss made on the dial as well. Which brings me neatly back to price. I think £380 to £400 for one of these on the early bird specials is a fair price. I think their projected RRP of 600 plus is, shall we say, optimistic, and that's being polite. So this one really is all about the dial. There are various written reviews and a couple of other YouTube video reviews of this one, and Firle are already talking about the next model. I'll be really interested to see what they do, whether they carry on that gorgeous enamel dial into perhaps a slightly smaller, pure dress watch rather than this kind of larger casual style one. So there you have it, the Sennen by Firle. I don't think they're going to have any difficulties getting this one off the ground. I think this one will be well supported in the Kickstarter community, and with good reason too. It is a very, very pretty watch if you go for this style. I don't mind the size, kind of 41mm. It makes sense as an everyday watch. Perhaps it's that kind of everyday casual rather than an out-and-out dress watch. We're definitely fashion forward today, and that's not going to suit some, but it's nice to see something other than a Thule dive watch on Kickstarter. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.